Getting started doing vendor events. So I have a few of my friends asking me how to get started. And for as far as vendor events, you want to make sure you have a 10 by 10 tent or any space that's allotted to you. You get that space table. You bring your own 4 feet, 6 feet, depending on the space inside or outside. If it's going to be a hot day, bring a fan with you. I have a portable fan. I also have a battery charged DeWalt radio that charges my phone because you want to make sure your phone is charged. I do the Square. Cash is the best, but if you don't have a lot of people pay with a card, so I use the Square app, and I'm able to put the Square, the little white Square box that goes into the phone. There's Apple Pay. There's a variety of different new ways to do Venmo as well. You could do right on the spot. So what you want to do is go to pretty much the same vendor events every year. You want to check out some new ones, but you want your clients to know where you're going to be at every year. I have multiple kids, so it's hard. I bring my kids with me. They actually get to do their own booth. It's super cool. They make their own money to have fun because it's all month long, the one I do in October. So they get to make their own money. They get to invest their money into this business that they have. It's so cute. They just get to help out and have their own little hobby. And as far as vendor events, you want a 10 by 10 tent if that's what's allotted. I would buy one anyways because a lot of the places are going to be around that size. Bricks or sandbags to hold down your tent. You never know what the weather's going to bring. You may feel like, oh, there's no wind, but when you get to your event, depending on the location, you're going to want sandbags or anything to hold your tent down. You can also get curtains that go around, but I like to keep mine open because I like the air to blow through. I live in Florida. It is so hot during the summers and different times. Most of the time during the year, it's super hot. So I got a portable fan, I got my sandbags, I got my 10 by 10 tent. Make sure you have pins, tape, all of your decor, depending on what style you want to go to. You can look it up on YouTube. I go with like more, mine's Halloween style because of the in Oktoberfest. That's when it is. And so I have Halloween decorations everywhere. I mean, I deck it out and people think those are for sale. They are not. But 100 items minimal. I mean, the list goes on. If you need more suggestions, let me know. As far as setup goes, whatever feels good for you. I do mine because mine's jewelry, like where it's outside the tent, partial, but more into the tent too. So that way, if it does rain, I can cover them real quick. Because Florida's funny. We are notorious for just random rainstorms, and then it goes away within 5 minutes. And then it's sunny out the rest of the day, but it cools you off a little bit. I have this really cool table I'll show you here in a second. My husband actually made that out of pallets. You can get really creative. I go to Goodwill, I get my tablecloths. It's more of sheets, but it's the colors. I use reds and purples. I love like the rustic look. All of my pieces are wood. My husband's pretty much made all of my displays. It's super cool. You can make shelves. My husband does the shelvings for me as well to line up my pieces. The more they can look up versus looking down at your pieces, you don't want everything flat. You want it like up higher a little bit so they can really see what's going on. And there's some videos you'll see in the past that I do of my booth setup. I can also make another video for you. If you have any other ideas that you have questions about, make sure you bring your tools. You can craft on site. That's super fun. If someone wants a custom order, you got for some of your items that you can do. If you can't, you can't. Like my rings are a certain size, but sometimes I can undo them for someone if they need a little bit smaller, or I can make a ring on site if they needed something I don't have their size, and that's a really great idea. Make sure you have at least $100 in ones and fives. Let's see what else. I don't know. There's a lot of great ideas. I'll make a part 2 as I write down different things that you might need. Pens, paper, write down things, write down notes for the next time that you're out there so you can really get everything that you need. Every time you go, you're going to be more of a pro every time, and then you'll be able to help other people that are out there. And make sure you get acquainted with some of the people that are around you as far as vendors, because they also know the spots to go to in your local area. And sometimes there's people that walk around with different flyers. That's how you're going to make your clients. They're going to know that you're there every year, and it's just a great idea to keep going back if you end up liking the event and the price of the events, because some of them are cheaper than others. Some are more costly depending on the location, but sometimes it's worth the money and the time.